Hey everybody, Michael P. Spradlin, and I'm back with The Enemy Above, this time with Chapter 20. And I have been enjoying hearing from all of you that have been posting and sending me emails, and uh, I'm glad to hear that these are being used with students or families as we go through this quarantine. It really makes me feel good, and I appreciate all of the kind comments. Again, my daily reminder, look at hashtag authors give back, hashtag authors take action. You'll find lots of authors out there giving readings, doing interviews, activities, all kinds of posts that you can engage young readers with during this pandemic. So let's do this. Let's remember also to be kind to each other, watch out for each other, and we'll make it through this and we'll be better for it. So here we go with chapter 20 of The Enemy Above. When Von Dusen came to, one of his men stood over him, splashing his face with water from a canteen. Eberhard showed a flashlight in his eyes. Von Dusen touched his fingers to the sore spot on his crown, and they came away bloody. His head ached. "Where are the prisoners?" he demanded. "Gone, mein Major," Sergeant Eberhard said. "What? How could 2 women and a boy escape?" he said. "We were attacked, mein Major." Von Dusen pushed the canteen away and clambered to his feet. He felt woozy, but would not show weakness in front of his men. "We were not attacked, you fools!" He kicked a stone lying on the ground. "A boy threw rocks at us. They can't have gone far. Find them!" "But which way, my Major?" Eberhard asked. "I don't care. It is an old woman, a mother, and a child." He picked his Luger up off the ground. "Just find them." The 4 men split into teams of 2 and headed off into the black night, their flashlights working the ground as they searched the oil for any sign of tracks. They tried to cover as much ground as possible, but it was slow going. The potato fields were full of vines and made it difficult to find tracks. "Bierling, idiot!" the Major shouted. "Hurry, you idiots!" Von Dusen was despondent. How had everything gone so wrong? He could not return to headquarters empty-handed again. He thought the partisan militia had attacked the half-track, but now he doubted that assumption. A military patrol would consist of at least 10 men. Wouldn't they have gunned the Gestapo down to rescue the prisoners? But instead they had thrown rocks. Militias were sometimes short of supplies, of course. Could they have run out of ammunition? That didn't make sense. With 10 men, they would still have outnumbered his squad. No, this was not a large group, and Von Dusen suspected it was personal. Someone could have followed them from the cave. If they were smart enough to tail the half-track, they might have been smart enough to sabotage it. And now they were attempting a rescue. He needed to find this mystery attacker. If I return to headquarters with no prisoners, there will be consequences, Von Dusen thought. Karl knew he could be reassigned, demoted, or relieved of his command. He could not allow that. As the minutes passed, his men worked their way deeper and deeper into the fields. How could such feeble prisoners elude soldiers of the mighty Gestapo? Von Dusen waited for an answer, his anger as complete as the silence of the night. The quiet was shattered by the sound of machine gun fire. "Nein, nein!" Von Dusen shouted as he ran toward his men. "Nick scheissen, Nick scheissen!" Don't shoot. If the prisoners were killed, they could not be questioned. They would not be able to help him make the area Juden-free. His boots trampled the earth. The men were more than 100 meters away. When Von Dusen arrived at their location, his heart sank. Smoke still curled from the barrels of their guns. A flashlight illuminated the scene. On the ground lay the mother and her child. Their bodies were riddled with bullets and blood seeped through their clothing. "Spread out," Major Von Dusen ordered. "We will not leave this place until we find whoever has attacked us." He cracked his knuckles. "But take them alive. Do you hear me? Do not shoot them." Now more than ever, he needed answers to his questions. And that's chapter 20. We'll be back tomorrow with chapter 21. Goodbye, everybody.